So this is the drone. Oh. Yep, your shit's broken. I used to work for Amazon a while back, and man, I'll tell you, I kind of miss it. I miss delivering packages. But if it's just going to be replaced by robots, then hey, can't go back. But Walmart's been doing the same thing. This is absolutely the direction they want to take us. A humanless working force. There's your new iPhone. Oh, that's great. Is this just for delivery or non-delicate stuff? I sure hope so. No more need for porch pirates term when they can basically stay on the curb to steal. Yeah, you just literally you just shoot down them fuckers when they're in the sky and they'll fall right on your front lawn and you get a whole. All right. Is there going to be a point at which, I mean, because this is all for people, right? We're doing Amazon because we want people to buy our product. We want humans to buy our products, but then at the same time, we're replacing the humans at their place of business, at their place of employment, to where they can't make money, to where they can't buy the shit anymore. And I suspect this is just going to keep growing and growing because at the end of the day, the capitalist structure rewards the bottom line and who's the most efficient. And like I said, Walmart's already started doing this as well. Amazon's going to follow suit. FedEx is going to follow suit. UPS is going to follow suit. The mail is going to follow suit. The US mail will follow suit eventually. And it's like, what do we need? What do we need all you useless eaters for? We have everything figured out without you. Really, the only thing was that the capitalist structure only really needed you because there was no other alternative. But now that there's an alternative, guess what? You are an inefficient tool. Bye-bye. This thing is way more efficient than you are. So we're going to go with that. We don't have to pay it. Doesn't have to take bathroom breaks. Doesn't have to take any breaks. Doesn't have to sleep. Doesn't have to eat. This is the problem with the capitalist mentality, is that you have to couple it with a human philosophy. It can be, you can be capitalist. I think that's fine. I think it's fine to be a capitalist. I think capitalism is largely the best economic system we can think of, or we have thought of. But you have to couple it with an understanding that this is all for a purpose. That this is for humanity. This is for humans. This is for us. What's that line from Scarface, right? Doesn't he has the blimp and it says the world is yours, right? The world is yours. But there are people who are just, they've taken that to the umpteenth degree. They don't think it's for you. They think it's for them. And it's like, it's literally late stage capitalism just encroaching on all of the world, solving all the problems of humanity. Now we're getting to the labor problem. Well, we don't want people. We don't want smelly ass workers who have to take time off. We don't want that anymore because it's just inefficient. And inefficiency is the devil. Optimization is our God now. Data is our God. Yuval Harari, right? His book, Homo Deus, he talks about dataism as the new religion, being the most efficient, knowing the most data. Harvesting the most data can give you a glimpse into the future. It can let you foresee the future in a lot of ways. But ultimately, a lot of these capitalist owners, all they have is greed. All they have is power. Those are the things that they've coupled with the capitalist mentality. And they're totally fine with getting rid of you. BlackRock, right? Buying up all the houses. BlackRock is pressuring people out. People aren't going to be able to own homes anymore. Because why, in a capitalist structure, why wouldn't you? If you can own all the houses, if you have a multi-trillion-dollar war chest that you can use to buy all the houses up in an area, why wouldn't you do it? Of course. Monopolistic capitalism, greedy capitalism. We were supposed to have the government come in and break that shit up, but they don't seem to care that much anymore. And in fact, they've actually gotten in bed with a lot of these companies, specifically the AI companies. And I think it's largely because our whole fucking economy is run on these people. It's banking on these people, because what do we produce? What do we make? We make chips. We make technology like in Silicon Valley. That's what we do. That's what we export. That's what we produce. We produce chips. We produce markets. We produce ideology. We produce war. That's it. That's all we do. There's nothing else. No other tangible creations coming from this country. So the rest is services. Just to kind of keep you, it kind of keeps the people, the service industry keeps you in this kind of lulled state that you're comfortable, and you go buy your plastic crap on Amazon, and it keeps you in this mentality to where they can bridge the gap. I also think that's largely what the immigration is. A lot of the immigration coming from the third world, coming from India and Africa and whatnot, China, that's just to bridge the gap because a lot of people in this country are not really specified to be, working in AI industries in Silicon Valley. Sorry. I mean, that's just the nature of the Pareto distribution. It's like, of course, you're only going to have a select number of people who are going to be working in such a specialized field. So we need these people to bridge that gap, especially when lowering birth rates are on the horizon. And they're totally okay with that continuing, because things like this, replacing people's will to work and their right to labor and their right to make their own destiny and own a home and all that stuff, all that's being trampled upon. So they clearly don't care that much about that. They're just going to replace you, the economic unit, with drones or with labor from the third world, because we need to just get over this hump to where we can finally get in the AI NWO grid, which is going to solve all our problems. It's going to pay for everything. You're going to have universal high income in the future. And universal high income is just to sunset us. It's just like a retirement plan for the average person, to where they just, and humanity just dips and goes extinct, or at least drastically reduces the number of people on the planet. Because the birth rate problem, as much as the white identitarian people online want to talk about it, the birth rate problem is occurring everywhere. Other than like sub-Saharan Africa, although I'll say this, it's probably not going to be that way for much longer. I think that sub-Saharan Africa will also, as you increase the standard of living in those places as well, we're going to see the same thing. India's population is also plateaued. South Korea is not going to be a country in our lifetime. So it's not just, they're trying to get rid of white people. That's part of it. Absolutely. They want to get rid of white people, of course. But they want to get rid of Koreans as well. And they want to get rid of everybody. They want to lower the population of the world. And we saw this, I was reading the beginning of Changing Images of Man, and that was like one of the first things they talked about was Thomas Malthus and the flies in the jar. And, if we have too many people here with too much sustenance and we have too much abundance and keeping people alive too long, well, guess what? There's not going to be enough space and resources for people. So we got to clamp down on that shit. I'm ready to load up my consciousness. No, you don't want to do that. This is another fundamental philosophical flaw. Oh, you like that? Triple F. Well, not F, but an alliteration. A fundamental philosophical flaw that we have as Americans, as Westerners, is we do not know how to let things die. We cannot let things die. I mean, how many freaking times have we extended a TV show way too long, or we bring back an old TV show or old movie or something and redo it again for the 10th time? Dying is a natural part of life. The natural cycle of life. It's fall. I mean, it's literally one of the cycles of in nature is that you have fall, you have death, you have winter, and then you have spring and you have renewal. These things are normal and natural. But people, especially the elite, are like, I'm not dying. I'm not doing that. Mostly because they don't have a religious framework that allows for something like that to happen, allows for them to be reunited with the divine. They don't even believe in that shit. They just believe when you die, you're like a plant, or you're like a rock or something, and you're done. And so, of course, naturally, that mentality would be a one of trying to avoid that. I'm going to try and avoid death the best I can. And how can I do that? I'm going to do that with technology, transhumanism, posthumanism, and uploading my consciousness to the hive mind of the internet. That's what's going to happen because of that mentality, because they can't just say, my time's done. I'm passing it on to the other generations. It's over. That show is over. That movie's over. We're done watching this stuff. We have to think of a new idea. No. We can't do that. We can't do that. We can't think of a new idea. If we think of a new idea, that might cost too much. That might do poorly in the box office. So we got to bring back the old shit. We can't let it die because it's good the way it is, and we just got to keep riding it out.